Alissa Jackson conned everyone when she claimed she was on the verge of death from stage 4 ovarian cancer. Only one problem: she didn't have it.
Absolutely floored, just completely disgusted that somebody could do something like this.
But friends who showered Alissa's family with cash and gifts worth nearly $50,000 are livid that they were scammed.
I'm sick to my stomach.
Her friend, Jen Hilsman, discovered the con when Alissa claimed to be in the hospital on death's door. But the hospital had no record Alissa was there.
A man from the hospital took me to a cubicle and sat me down, and he put her name into the computer, and he said, "She is not here at this hospital."
At that moment, Jen realized she'd been conned. So instead of confronting her now former friend, Jen hired Detective Durwood Hurst to get to the bottom of the hoax.
We knew for a fact that Jen's suspicions were correct. The lady did not have cancer.
Detective Hurst ran surveillance on the con artist for 2 months.
It was all a fraud, but she would tell Jen by text or by phone that she had a scheduled appointment with her doctor, and we would be observing her at her home or at the Target store.
Based on his evidence, police made the arrest. Here's Alissa in court, shackled and looking painfully thin. But it's not from the fake cancer, shielding her face from the angry people she duped.
Why did you do this to me?
No, why did you do it to your children?
And your kids.
Their kids were told that their mother was dying of cancer. They were told daily. I mean, she would lay on the couch. She would be too sick to attend some of their sporting events. She was too sick to attend her oldest graduation a few weeks ago.
Alissa pleaded guilty to 2 counts of felony theft. The defense claimed that Alissa was sexually abused as a child, and she's a former addict who used meth and heroin. Her attorney says she was lonely and faked cancer not for money, but to have close friends who cared for her. But forensic psychologist Julie Armstrong, who did not treat Alissa, says her actions couldn't have been more sinister.
Well, Alissa had a lot of problems. We've learned that she was a heroin addict, but because of her experience as a nurse, Alissa knew that cancer could mimic the effects of the addiction. And so I suspect this is why she pulled on the diagnosis of cancer to explain why she didn't look good and didn't feel good.
And what about Alissa's husband, Brandon? He was never implicated in the scam, although her mother-in-law still supports her.
I talk to her, I love her, and that's all that matters.
You think she's sorry?
No, she'll never be sorry. Ever. She'll never be sorry. She's a pathological liar. She's lied her whole life. She's lied in high school. She's lied. She's gonna continue to lie till the day she dies.
She knew what she was doing. I mean, I don't understand all of it, and like what her motives were.
Now 2 years have passed. Here's Alissa at her sentencing with longer hair. She's put on weight and looks much healthier than before while being barraged by reporters' questions.
Alissa, what do you want to say to your family? What do you want to say to
How do you plan on paying back all that money you stole?
Alissa, do you have anything to say to the community?
After years of playing people's emotions and prying cash from their bank accounts, Alissa Jackson is sentenced to 3 years in prison. And that's not all. The cancer con artist may have to pay back some of the money she swindled from so many of her supporters.
That matter is not concluded yet. It's a fairly complicated matter given the number of the people that were involved and the potential calculations that have to be done in order to determine what an appropriate amount of restitution is.
So what kind of person swindles money from so many good-hearted souls and carries out such an elaborate plan, even going so far as to tell her children she was dying?
She was a molested soul, she was an abused soul, she was an addicted soul. And so in some ways, the children's perceptions were not wrong because she was looking ill, she was feeling ill, she was not attentive as a mother. In that way, the children did slowly lose their mother to the illness of addiction.
One thing for sure, Alissa Jackson will have plenty of time to think about her scam while she cools off in the slammer.
Talk about callous. It rattles me to think that this deception ran so deep, she even had her kids fooled. But if you think Alissa's story is outrageous, then just wait. We're investigating another cancer scammer who makes Alissa's ruse look like nothing. We are on her tail and we'll have that story for you very soon. Remember, America, we are watching.